Hey y'all, Nico here. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thanks for joining me. I'm Nico. Today I'm going to show you some tips and modifications on how to get into Parsvapadottanasana, or wide leg forward bend. Wide leg forward bend is a great stretch for your hips, for your back, for the back of the legs. So again, I'm just going to show you how to properly get into the pose and then provide you with some modifications. So begin at the top of your mat in Tadasana. Hands are down to your sides, knees are soft, palms facing outward. And then we are going to step out wide onto our mat, bringing our feet about 3 to 4 feet apart. So this will also kind of depend on your flexibility. If you have a narrower stance, that means you might be a little more flexible to bring your body down towards your mat and the top of your head down towards your mat. And if you can have a wider stance, that'll help you to get your hands down towards your mat. So just experiment with that and see which stance is best for you. Well, then slightly turn the toes inward, and that's just going to help keep us stable and balanced. Take an inhale, make sure your spine is nice and long, and we're going to lead with the chest. So we want to get away from rounding our spine. We want to keep our spine long throughout, hinging at the hips. Lowering down towards your mat, letting your hands come to your mat. Keeping your legs straight, but your knees aren't locked. Unless you just have really tight hips, then feel free to bring a bend into your knees. And again, we're leading with the chest, so you should feel a pretty intense stretch in the back of the legs. If you don't feel anything, feel free to shift your weight forward. And then we're just letting the top of the head fall down towards the mat. You can even just stay up in a half lift if you aren't quite comfortable with inversions. And again, if you're comfortable widening your stance so that your hands can get down, feel free to do so. Just remembering to keep the spine long, anchoring down through the feet. And try to avoid your stance being too wide, because when you lean forward, that might have you tipping over. Let's come out of it. Let's come up to a half lift. Bring the hands to the waistband, deep bend in the knees. Come back up to standing. Now, some people still aren't quite there with getting their hands down to the ground, and this is where you can grab some blocks. Put them on the tallest side, you can put them on the medium side, and just use them as a prop here. Again, toes are just slightly inward, anchoring down through the feet, hinging at the hips, and hands can come to the blocks instead of the ground. And just use them to deepen your stance. Remember to keep that spine long, so don't just round down into the spine. Keep that spine long as you come down. And you can hold this pose for 3 to 5 breaths, or however long the sequence allows. And again, you just hinge back up, bending at the knees with your hands at the hips. Then you could just step back to the top of your mat, coming back to Tadasana. So hopefully that makes sense. Maybe we can do it one more time. If you want to step from the opposite way, you'll still end up in the same stance. But usually when you're doing yoga, you might end up stepping the next foot back. So stepping our foot back, pressing down through the feet, toes slightly inward, hinging at the hips, and make those legs active. Kind of firming up the thighs, lifting the kneecaps a little bit, then lowering your chest down. So that completes our Parsvapadottanasana tutorial. Let me know what you think of these pose tutorials. If you want me to do a tutorial on a certain pose, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Peace and love.